Welcome back to Sports Nightly in our third installment of No Days Off with Bowling Green High School hockey coach Jamie Ruffner. He and I chat about the future of the BG program and how he plans to return the Bobcats to dominance. Obviously a rich winning tradition, 6 state titles, 3 to finish off the 90s. How do you get back to that? Obviously not right away, but just what are the pieces you need?
Well, you know, I've thought about it, and I'd love to sit here and say that we want to win state championships. I mean, we do, but there's got to be a process, a stepping stone process. And the first year is we have a team, we have enough kids to field a team. You know, competitive-wise, we want to be competitive. We have a long way to go. We've started our season, and it's, you know, our Thanksgiving tournament was rough. We played, you know, St. Ed's and Gilmore, and those teams are in the top 10 every year at states. I wanted to use it as a measuring stick, but I think we were too early in the process to even remotely use that as a measuring stick. So bottom line is we see what, and I say this, big boy high school hockey is. We got to play it, we got to experience it. Now we have to try to figure out a way to get to that point. One of the ways is that, you know, we mix in, we have young kids coming into the program. Next year we'll have, I want to say 7 or 8 kids that will be moving up from 8th grade that potentially could play. And then again, we have, you know, 7th graders, we have a good number there, and we have 6th graders. So the numbers are starting to improve. The youth hockey has implemented an 80% rule, and that is 80% of the kids on the BG travel teams have to be Bowling Green kids. No offense to the Perrysburgs and the Anthony Waynes, we have a lot of those kids that play here, and that's great, but you know, we also want to make sure that we're taking care of Bowling Green hockey first and foremost. So the fact that the youth hockey organization has implemented that rule has really helped us, because now we will still be able to teach the Anthony Wayne and Perrysburg kids, but we're going to be teaching more of our own kids. So more Bowling Green kids are going to get the chance to play, which means if we have, you know, 15 of 18 on the Bantam team that are Bowling Green kids, those kids are going to be coming in our program in the next year or two. So I think having depth is part of it, and then skill. You know, most of our practices are more skill oriented. We have to get good at the small things in the game in order to get better as a team. So I think all those things combined will help us get back to where we want to be. And honestly, where we want to be is we want to become, in years to come in the future, the best team in Northwest Ohio. If we can do that, we put ourselves in Columbus. If you put yourself in Columbus, you have a 25% chance, 1 in 4 chance to possibly win. And we'll worry about that once we get there. But I think if we can focus on skill and developing our young players in the next year or two, I think that we can start to compete in a year or two. And I said originally this was a 2 to 3 year process. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen tonight or, you know, this year or overnight or anything else. But if we focus on what we're trying to accomplish, and that is better skill, better depth, more kids for the program, maybe a JV team in 2 or 3 years, where we can really teach, you know, the feeder system to come into the varsity level. I think that's where you start to get better as a program. When you have 35 kids that can play, you get to pick the best 18 or 20 for the varsity, and I think, you know, the depth will give us that.